In a year where England failed to qualify for Euro 2008, our national game is at an all-time low, but there's a new sport sweep in the Northwest that might change England's fortunes. It's futsal. Futsal is a five-sided game that focuses on the more technical aspects of football. Originating from South America, it is now competed worldwide, but England is one of the only nations who don't boast a professional league. Futsal Preston are one of the few teams in the Northwest competing in the National League. And coach Steve Daly, who also captains England's partially sighted national team, explains why he got involved in futsal.
Technically, players are better, more skillful, unlike 11-a-side where players kick lumps out of each other. It's more about, well, a good friend of mine classed it as the artists of football. And for me, that's what futsal's about. It's about first, second touch football. It's about being fit. It's about finishing, as you've seen probably mostly tonight. And I just think it's about the pure skill of football, which is what futsal's based on. And it's not about being 6'6", being able to win a ball in the air or kicking lumps out of each other. It's about actually being good on a football.
But why has the sport not taken off in this country?
I think the problem we've got in this country is the lack of facilities. You know, the 11-a-side game, there's so much money in it. There's so much money in the Premiership game that, unfortunately, there's not enough money driven into futsal. And to be fair, for me, this is what grassroots football should be about till the age of 12 or 14. Ronaldo grew up on it. Ronaldinho grew up on it. And they're the best players in the world. And that's because they learned everything that they've got on an 11-a-side pitch here on a futsal pitch. And until England learn that this is where the developmental has to start, then I'm afraid we'll lose too many players to the 11-a-side game. And I think the 11-a-side game has got too much money to encourage young people to take up futsal.
Lancashire FA are also trying to promote futsal, and Senior Football Development Officer Roger de Nobrega reveals their plans for the future.
Through our 4-year strategy that we're obviously going to be rolling out this year, futsal is one of the priorities that we need to be addressing, and we're hitting that in various angles. So, for example, with the schools, within the clubs, we're looking at various pilot schemes. So maybe trying to work within a small area, put the structures in place for that area, and then see if we can roll that out in other areas depending on what happens.
How keen are the FA on promoting futsal?
At this stage, I think it's still a growing sport. You know, in the next 5 to 10 years, you know, if we come back and meet me again, we'll like to see where we are there. However, I think, you know, we've got the right structures in place at the minute. We're working within the school environment, which I think is key, and then hopefully providing structures there to the grassroots clubs so the players can access an alternative form of football if they so desire.
If futsal catches on in the rest of the country like it has done here in Lancashire, then the future for English football is bright. The future's futsal. Samuel van Gelder, UCLan Sports.